Hi guys, and welcome back to Readings by Circe. It's your girl Becky coming at you. We're on day 5. Oh, I'm so excited. Things have been amazing. I'm still reeling from the changes, even just starting again, the massive amount of changes that are continuing to come and the opportunities that are continuing to find me, guys. I'm awestruck, really, because Source just knows, right? Source just knows. So guys, if this journey is having any kind of impact on you, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, let me know if there's anything that has changed for you guys, and if it hasn't, don't give up hope, right? It just means that there's a little bit more digging to do, and that is okay. When I first started the journey, I didn't start feeling changes until probably, I would say, about a week and a half in, and then all of a sudden it hit me like a wrecking ball, and I was like, whoa, and then it's just been continual since then. So hang in there, guys. I promise you things will change. Again, this is about giving you guys those tools to help you traverse this life. It is not a have-all, end-all, be-all for you guys. It is simply a gift from Source through me to you to help give you tools to get back in touch with your body, your mind, your soul, and to realign on your path of purpose and to get that inner healing and enlightenment that we're all seeking, which is a lifelong journey, mind you. So guys, I'm super stoked to bring to you today the Vishuddha chakra, which is our throat chakra. It's connected to the color blue. Before we get into it though, we are going to do, as we've done with the others, the Nadi Shodhana, and we're going to get connected with this chakra via the seed sound, which is Ham. It's spelled like ham, but it's pronounced Ham, okay? So we're going to say it 5 times, but we're first going to balance our system with Nadi Shodhana. And you guys, if you've been on the videos, you know. If not, this is the Vishnu Mudra. And we are going to hold our right nostril, exhale, inhale through our left, and then we're going to switch and exhale, inhale through our right, and go back and forth like this until we end on our right side. So take a breath with me, guys. We're going to get centered. Let it out your mouth. Yes, make noise, guys. It feels good, okay? Now, come into the Vishnu Mudra with me. We're going to exhale on your right. Let it go. Take a breath to anchor. Make some noise. It's okay to be silly, guys. Alright. So, Vishuddha. What an interesting chakra it is. And I'm excited to talk about it because I feel like most people just describe the throat chakra as expressing yourself. And it actually holds the key to a lot more than just expressing yourself, speaking your truth. You know, that is something that I worked so hard on in the beginning of my own journey. And when I finally found speaking my truth and making sure that I was capable of standing up for myself and saying what was on my heart, saying how I felt in honesty, and speaking what I wanted in my life, right? Like speaking it out loud, speaking it to myself. If no one was around to hear it, was I speaking it to myself? It involves a lot more than that. So Vishuddha itself means purity, right? And so purifying, this is a purifying chakra. Like once it's pure, it allows us to listen with empathy. It allows us to speak with empathy. It allows us to just see the world from a state of understanding, because we have become truthful and honest with ourselves. And that allows us to see the world as it is, as it stands. And that's what I feel is so important about this chakra. It's more involved than the heart chakra, because this allows us to truly approach life from a place of truth, not just love, from a place of truth. And on this journey, I'm sure you guys know, part of it is seeking the highest truth. And that's why I love this chakra. I really love all the chakras. They all have their own unique qualities that they bring that can really help us embrace this journey. Okay. The element here is sound. Of course it is. It's your throat chakra. You're speaking, right? Like it's connected to your throat. It's about speaking. And the sense is hearing, right? And that's why I want to bring this up, is that it's not just connected to us speaking. It is about us learning how to listen, and to truly listen to those that are around us, not to cut them off, not to assume that we understand or know how they feel, but to really listen and read into that listening, like what's really going on with the people around us. And I can already hear some of you guys, but I listen all the time. Right, but there's something about listening, and there's something about listening without judgment, and without waiting for space to speak. Like if the person in front of you leaves space, can you let that space be and allow them to continue without interjecting your own? And that's what hearing and listening is so important about. This is connected to your thyroid, right? You know what's funny? We did not say the seed sound, but since I'm at that point, we'll go ahead and see it. We'll go ahead and say it. I was going to say, we started off. See, I was so excited to get into it, guys. So what we'll do is we'll take a deep breath and say hum 5 times, and that's going to help us just reconnect with that, right? So take a deep breath. Say it with me. Hum, 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 hum. See, we got so balanced with the Nadi Shodhana that I was just ready to talk about this chakra. The whole thing. So, our food types here. Our fruit. Right? Eating fruits. You can also eat fresh food that is the color blue, and that will help you guys connect with your throat chakra. And that's true with any chakra. You eat orange, your sacral chakra, red, your root, yellow, your solar plexus, and so on and so forth, okay? Our main focus here is to authentically express ourselves and to live in our life's purpose unapologetically, right? Our basic need is to grow spiritually and contribute. The act of humanity, right? That is to be kind and generous to others without expectation. That is how we contribute. We gift ourselves, and that is rewarded tenfold. Our basic right is to express, and not just to say what's on our mind. This is to speak what's on our hearts, and those are two different places, right? Our mind is more of the emotionally ego-driven, and our heart is what's true to our soul. When you have an aligned throat chakra, you're very authentic, and you don't care what other people are thinking. You don't care how you appear to the world. You're just very authentic to yourself and true to your soul. Okay, you're honest, you have purpose, you're expressive. You are a master artist. This means that you're very creative and you see things and you can find solutions. And if there is no solution, you let it go and you find other routes to get where you're going. Okay, you're in service to others. You have a strong voice and you're a great communicator. You think of some personalities that express throat chakra, the first one that comes to mind for me is Martin Luther King Jr. And that is something that we study about in the throat chakra, is how he's such a great icon for the throat chakra, because he was able to lead, and he had integrity, and he was able to help people see things that otherwise they wouldn't have been able to see. Okay? When you think of an underactive throat chakra, you have hypothyroidism, and that's when you have an underactive thyroid. TMJ, right, where you clench your jaw. Sore throats, you rarely speak, so you're very mousy is the word that's coming to me right now. You have a quiet voice, and you could tend on pathological lying, right? Like you're always lying to keep yourself out of trouble, but then find yourself in more trouble and have to lie some more to hopefully stay out of trouble. And it turns into this vicious cycle. You have an overactive throat chakra. You have hyperthyroidism, and that's an overactive thyroid. Tonsillitis, you can grind your teeth. Talk too much, can be too loud, and maybe are a poor listener. You're not capable of listening to others. You only let people speak because it's courteous, until, again, like I was saying earlier, you find a place where they pause, and then it becomes word vomit, right? The best healing methods for the throat chakra are chanting mantras, crystal bowls, thyroid stimulating yoga poses, like fish pose, and the one that always comes to mind for me here is puppy pose, anahatasana. That's a great pose for your throat chakra. You have gemstones and crystals. Gemstones like turquoise, crystals and stuff. There's aquamarine. We'll get into those later, okay? The throat chakra is all about having a strong and healthy, authentic voice. It compels you, when this is aligned, to really be honest with what you want. So say when you were a child, what you wanted more than anything, and you dreamed about more than anything, was to be a poet. And yet as you grew older, you just kind of turned away from poetry. It means that opening up your throat chakra will lead you back to poetry. Okay, that's the type of thing here. It's like what you wanted more than anything as a child. You wanted to be a ballerina. It doesn't matter your age. The healthy throat chakra will help lead you into that area, whether that's you teaching others or becoming masterful and skilled at it, so that you can just enjoy it for yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be what you're giving to others. This is more about what you're giving to yourself and authenticity. Okay? The thyroid gland is situated in front of the windpipe and just below the larynx. It takes iodine from our food to create two hormones, which help regulate the way that our body uses energy. Okay, with this balanced regulation, our metabolism is good. It's stable, it's steady, it does what it needs to do. When it is unbalanced, you can have either that hypothyroidism, where we get too little of the hormone. And this can cause being sluggish, feeling tired. It can also inhibit growth within children. The other extreme is hyperthyroidism, where we get too much of the hormone, which results in a super fast metabolism, causing anxiety, rapid heart, and hand tremors, and there's other symptoms that go along with that. I actually knew somebody who had hyperthyroidism when I was growing up, and every time they would eat, this person could sit down and eat so much food and never gain a pound. It was like a string bean their whole life, right? I don't talk to them too much anymore, but the thing that came along with that is when they were eating and they had their hand to their mouth, the hand tremors. That's a real thing. That is something that is intense, but could eat. You're just sitting there are you ever full? And they were like, no, I never get full. I'm always hungry. Okay. So the purpose of the fifth chakra is to grow, right? We talked about that, to grow spiritually and to contribute. And it is connected to the gland, which is related to energy and growth, right? So if this gland is inhibited, then it can inhibit child growth, right? Growth in children. So the throat chakra is also the highest of the 3 masculine chakras, relating to our ability to take action, right? To go out, to speak is to take an action. What I'm doing with this challenge is connected to the throat chakra because it involves speaking, teaching, right? That's an action that comes from here to you. And so it's all connected to a balanced throat chakra. Being able to face the fear of what could potentially happen and not worry about that, and rather focus on what good does this do? What did this do for me, and how can this help you? Right? And that's what you have to focus on sometimes. You have to let go of the fear and realize, is this something that people can benefit from? And if it is, you're going to be able to do that, right? Again, I had a channeled message from Source, but that's all connected. When you're able to channel Source through the crown chakra, which we studied yesterday, right, then you're able to speak that into the world, and that comes with truth. And understanding the difference between the throat chakra, or the throat chakra and the wisdom from Source, and the emotional ego and what it thinks you want to tell other people, right? There's a huge difference there. Because sometimes what you have to say is not what everybody likes. In fact, it's going to hurt people because they're going to take it personal. And that's something that can be as the truth. Not to be malicious, but to be honest. And sometimes that's hard on this journey because it's like, well, I'm going to end up saying things that not everybody's going to like. But you have to understand not everybody's for you. And that's okay. That's why there's so many different perspectives and likes and wants and needs from different people. Okay, so we're going to talk about, let's do the kinesiology test. Right, so we've done this before. You make your okay signs, guys. And again, this first week, we're all testing every chakra each day, and then we will test them again on the last days that we studied them, okay? So we're going to take our okay signs, put them together, guys, and we're going to say, my throat chakra is healthy and open. Awesome. This was one that was not balanced for me. So after doing it for a month, I've been balanced. We have, let's see, what's today? Wednesday. So we have 3 more days this week. And we'll see what other chakras are balanced, right? So, yeah. We're balanced. Okay? If you guys had your fingers stay together, then you are healthy and open. And most people do have that. Not everybody does. Okay? And that's okay. Mine was not. So if you guys had your fingers pull apart, now we're going to say my throat chakra is underactive. Okay. So if you guys stayed together, that means you have underactive symptoms. You guys are dealing with an underactive throat chakra. Okay. My throat chakra is overactive. Okay. So if you guys stayed together, again, that's overactive. Now I want you guys to note these in your journal so that way at the end of the 30 days, you can see if you went from being underactive, overactive, balanced, if you stayed balanced, if you became balanced, okay? Perfect. So this chakra is all about leadership, and that's why Martin Luther King Jr. came to mind. It's also something that they talk about in this book that I've been reading. I want to read a little bit about why they said that he's such a good right. So it says here, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was an iconic throat dream personality who had a dream and spoke it into life. It's not about being there and witnessing it come true. He witnessed most of it come true, but there was still so much more to that dream. It was like, because he had this idea and he was brave enough to speak out against other people who didn't like him, who were against that, who were afraid of change, you know, and obviously we all know what happened, but it's like, you look at that. Are you willing to be authentic to yourself in that way? So I thought it was interesting because it talks about, this is someone who knows who they are and they don't try to be anyone else. Okay? Being authentic and true, and when they give you their word, they go out of their way to keep it. They're great communicators and people who can inspire others into action. And that's why Martin Luther King Jr. came up, because iconically, he's somebody who inspired others to act in a situation that was unfair, that was toxic, okay, that was misconstrued, and not misconstrued, it was just misunderstood all around. Everybody misunderstood everybody else, and everybody believed that they had a right, and that right is coming from the emotional ego saying, I'm right and you're wrong. Everybody's right and everybody's wrong, and we have to accept that as a whole. Without being wrong, we cannot be right, and without being right, we cannot be wrong. Good versus evil, this is duality, right? And so that's something that is so important to bring up here, right? The reason for this is they have a reason for living and a big purpose that drives them into action. Masculine trait, taking action. Okay, a natural leader generally lives by a clear moral compass and is a great manifester and visionary. So if you guys are having trouble manifesting, this could be because you're not able to speak your dreams into existence. Okay, it's something we can all work on balancing. If they choose to envision and instigate a radical change, there's a good chance they'll succeed at bringing it into the world. This is a person of deep integrity, even though they might find it difficult to be romantically faithful. Okay? Again, the good with the bad, guys. You have to understand this is duality here, and it's not about being how everybody thinks you should be. Okay? They're dynamic, and they like to connect with others so much that monogamy can sometimes be a challenge. Somebody who just naturally connects with others, okay? And again, if you have an underactive one, it's uncommunicative, drifts, like people are communicating with you and you just drift off, feels purposeless, you keep secrets, a pathological liar. If it's overactive, you're obsessive about causes, you're a bad listener, shares unsolicited advice and opinions, and can be brutally truthful without regard of how another person feels, right? It's one thing to be honest, but honest with empathy, right? Like saying, like, if you guys watch any of my tarot readings, you know I will be brutally honest, but it's honest with purpose. Like saying, like, I'm giving you this honesty, but I always know how that is because I've been through things that are similar. It's not like, oh, this is what you need to change, but I don't have any regard or understanding of what that is. No, like, I understand, and sometimes it's hard to swallow what comes up on this journey, but it is so powerful. Okay, so you guys got your journals, right? You want your journals? I brought mine. Okay, just bring it out. I know I don't journal on the video or anything, but just showing you guys I have it here. I did journal yesterday and journal today. Okay, so our throat chakra quote is "Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes." Okay. So I want you guys to write down and journal about this. And again, if you have to pause the video to write down this question, please do, so that way you can refer back to it as you're writing. When working with the affirmation, I express myself freely and creatively. What emotions arise for you? Are there any significant memories tied to being able to or not being able to express yourself? And whatever comes up, write it down, guys. This is working through it, right? Those memories that come up, work through those. It's important to remember, not to push them away. It's important to experience it again, because that's how you be present with those feelings, and that's how you're able to let them go. And it is difficult, and it is frightening. However, it's going through the darkness. You're not alone, okay? So I want you guys to journal. You know, first and foremost, if anything, if you guys only do one thing, please journal, because this is the most profound act that you can do to really change your life and understand yourself. Okay, there's the yoga practice on the playlist on my channel that you guys can check out for the throat chakra. Finding a throat chakra meditation, okay, with some chanting, that would really be great, because it's how we activate our throat chakra. And then today, I really want you guys to work with this affirmation. I am open and honest with myself. And I feel like the reason why we need to work with this particular affirmation is because after dealing with the root chakra and the reading for the root chakra and what came up, it is so important for us to be honest and open with where we are on our journey and not try to push it away and be like, I'll deal with it later, because later really never comes, okay? And that's something that we all experience. It's a human thing to push things off. We just don't want to deal with what's yucky, right? And so it's important for you guys to really work with that affirmation today. And then this will help you guys be open and honest where you are on your journey and how to keep grounding yourself. All of these things are connected. Why do we start with the seed sound? Because we're connecting our chakras as a whole. We're not just focusing on the throat chakra. We're not just focusing on the root chakra. We're not just focusing on the crown chakra. We are focusing on our system as a whole, and that's why there's so many things that we do each day. You guys might be like, why does she ask us to do Nadi Shodhana? Well, that's connected to your heart chakra because it's breath, right? Why do we chant? Because that's connected to our throat chakra. Why do we learn? That's connected to our third eye chakra, okay? Like, these are things that we do. We're taking action every day by showing up. That's the solar plexus. When you guys journal, you're grounding that. When you guys journal and have feelings, guess what? That's your sacral and your root chakra working together. And as you guys get inspiration, that is your crown chakra. Boom. You guys every day working with the system as a whole, not just one area, but we focus on one chakra per day so that we can really feel into that. And because we move throughout the month, we'll be moving throughout each chakra. Each chakra will get touched on 4 times in 4 different profound ways. There's not going to be time for the system to go back into old habits. It's really going to force change in different areas of your life, okay? So I hope that this helps. I'm super excited. I cannot believe that we're done with day 5 already. Like, this just blows my mind. And I'm sure some of you guys are like, oh, only day 5. Like, guys, get excited. The more excited you are about it, the more healing that will come. And ultimately, the easier it will be for you guys to walk in your authentic truth and to find your path of purpose to enlighten the world, right? It's all of us being ourselves is what really enlightens the world to change, okay? I love you guys. Make sure you guys check out that tarot reading if that's what you're interested in. If not, and you're just here for the challenge, I'm so honored and blessed that you're here. If you guys are following my tarot journey, I'm just so blessed, because without you guys, I wouldn't be anywhere. And I'm just so happy to give this to you guys from Source. It's such a huge blessing for me. And I hope my prayer is that it equally blesses you as so. So with that, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. But until I see you guys tomorrow, bye.